Hello friends, welcome back. I am Sanyukta Saxena, certified Zentangle teacher, and in today's session we will be learning to draw the Zentangle pattern Gneiss. I posted a teaser on my Facebook page just in case you had a chance to have a look. Right, so we'll first learn how to draw the pattern Gneiss. It's originally a tangle by CZT Margaret Bremer, but has been included in the list of official Zentangle patterns. And it's a very simple line based circle or based pattern, and we'll draw a tile using that pattern and probably one or two more. Right, so let's get started. So Gneiss is a pattern, although we spell it Gneiss, however it is pronounced as Gneiss. So I'm going to be drawing a light handed circle here and up, and then I'm going to divide this circle into sections. I'm not trying to draw very straight lines. You can give a curve to the lines, right? You can divide it into more number of sections. So drawing few more lines here, right? And then I'm going to draw this V kind of shape between two lines. So any two lines connected by this V shape, right? Like this. Very simple till now. And then this V, the tip of the V, I'm going to connect to the center again, like this, right? So I'm going to connect this point to the center. Right, so that's the basic outline of the pattern Gneiss. The next step is to fill in or ink alternate sections, right? So I'm starting with this section, and then I'm going to leave one, and then again fill the next. Right, like this. So I'm going to go on like this. So I'm continuing the process of inking alternate spaces, and this is how the pattern Gneiss is turning out to be, and that's how it's supposed to be looking, right? The pattern in its original form. So once you ink, this is the look of the pattern, and then you shade on this line on one side, right? So I'll shade along this line and use my stump to blend. Right, so this is how the pattern will look like once you shade all the sections, right? It will look like a crinkled piece of paper, right? Now, how do we generally add variations? This section that is left inside the circle, we generally add a dotted line here like this, a straight line or a dotted line, something like this, all throughout, right? So you can either draw lines like this, or you can draw broken lines like this in all these left sections, or if you wish you can add some other color, ink it, draw something else. Other ways to create a variation is to add something in these sections other than coloring it, or you color one section and draw orbs in the other one. There are so many patterns that you can fill in, right? So just to give you an idea how you can play around with the pattern, right? So there is one more way you can play around. You can give it a three-dimensional effect. Just don't keep the center in the middle and instead shift it, right? If you draw it like this, then it will look different, right? So it's not necessary even that it should be round in shape. So your Gneiss will look different if you draw it in this fashion, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you draw a circle and you draw the lines in such a fashion that the center is shifted from where it should be, then your Gneiss also moves accordingly, right? So in this case, it will be facing upwards, right? So I'm drawing big sections here, but you can make them smaller, and then when you join them, right, looks like it has moved upwards. Similarly, another circle, you can make it facing on one side, something like this, right? So move the center and change the look, give a 3D effect. You can do so many things by just giving a slight curve to the lines, right? Again, this will look tilted on one side. These V shapes also give you an opportunity to play around. You may not draw exact V shapes, you can give a curve, something like this, right? So if I'm drawing a V, I can also draw it like this, right? For example, these two lines, I can also draw it like this. So it gives a curved look, right? So in this case, it looks turned on this side, right? So that's some of the ways in which you can play around with your Gneiss. So I'll show you a few tiles which I'll be posting soon. So this is an arrangement, arukas with Gneiss. So in a line they have been arranged one behind other. This is again Gneiss, only a part of it arranged in the corners, probably 1/4 of the circle, right? Again one more tile, Gneiss, an embellished one with a simple wood border and wells, right? So I have used two colors here, and just to show an interesting arrangement, I have not added anything to the tile, just to show that how the pattern can be arranged in different ways, right? Gneiss in the center and a part of the Gneiss surrounding, right? So let us start drawing our tile for the day. So I've drawn a rough string here. So my center circle will be for Gneiss, and then I've drawn some curves adjoining the center circle. Probably I'll fix in some other tangle there, right? So let us get started right away. So I'm going to outline my circle, inside which I'm going to draw my Gneiss. Right, and then I'm going to divide my circle, not planning to make too many sections here. Right, so I'll keep the sections big so that if I want to draw something in between, it shows. So again, the next step is the V shapes. So adding the V, very simple pattern to draw, but looks very nice. Then I'm going to connect these turning points to the center like this. Right, so this is my nice. I'm going to draw lines here. You can draw anything else, whatever you wish to. You can fill it in, you can put in some other pattern. In the original tangle, we generally have lines here, right? So again, I'm working on a regular square tile today, right? So now we'll start inking one of the section, the alternate section. So I'm going to pick up my 08, right, and then going to ink alternate sections. I personally like inking one of the sections. It adds great drama to the tile. As you know by now that bold ink portions always add lift to your tile. So I'll go with the original and ink one of the section. Right, so the next one will be this. I'll leave one space in between. Move to the next. O8 has a pretty broad nib, so works well for inking large sections, for transcending, etc. Right, so we'll do this exercise and get back. So I'm now in the last section. Ink the rest of them. So once you have inked it, it is up to you. You want to leave it like this. I'm going to embellish it a little. So I'm using my jelly roll gold and I'm going to draw some printons over the black like this. Right, so just a few. Just to give it a more decked up look. So it has a thick nib, so you need not draw many. I'm just going with the simple pattern printons. Black and gold make a great combo. So jelly roll, as you know by now, takes a little time to dry up, so don't place your hand immediately after drawing. Be careful with that. Let it dry up. So we are almost done. A little embellishment to our nice. Looks nice, right? It's up to you. If you don't want to do it, please. So this is how it looks. Now we'll proceed further. So I'm going to pick up my O1 again and then going to ink the rest of the sections that I've created. So I think the shape is apt for the pattern crescent moon. So I'm going to outline this shape. Right, and then I'm going to add one more thick aura inside, which in this case I have made it a part of my string. You can call it a thick aura inside the moon shapes, right? Right, and then we'll continue with the thinner auras. So I'm starting with the auras first because I want the auras to be systematic. If I draw the moon first and then draw the auras, since I'm restricted within one area, I may not draw the moon of the right shape, you know. So this way it is easier for me to identify the shape of the moon. So that's why I took a top-down approach, right? So I first drew the auras and then drew my moon like this, right? So again the same exercise, I'm going to draw the auras inside. I'm showing you one more. So I'm drawing these auras first. So need not be equal since the spaces are different. And then I am finally going to draw my moon and ink it, right? Like this, right? So I'll continue this exercise for all. Again, continue to aura inside. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I'll ink the next. Right, so pretty simple. Let me complete and get back. So I'm done with the auras and now in the process of inking my moons. Right, so the next step is these spaces that are left in between. There are so many ways to deal with it. You can also introduce a new color there if you wish to. I'm just going to keep it simple and add some lines with some weight at the end of the line like this, right? So drawing a line and adding some weight at the end of the line. So pretty simple. Right, so I'm going to do this for all the sections. Draw a line, add some weight at the end of the line. Like this, right? So I have completed all those sections, done in the same fashion. Now these wider auras, you can either add some pattern or you can add orbs, whatever you feel like. If you want some synchronicity with the, you want to synchronize with the center, you can also add some gold here, right? So whatever you feel like, I think I will ink it and add some gold, or probably just add some orbs and then add some gold inside in order to have that connection with the center, right? So you can also ink it totally black and then draw it over with gold, and then it will look like a part of the center somewhat, right? So I hope you understand what I'm saying. Trying to build that connection. So I'm keeping it simple here, adding these orbs, big ones, and then probably add some gold inside them, right? So don't forget to ink these small spaces that are left in between the orbs. Very important. Right, so you can see here I have completed that task, added orbs, and then filled in the small little spaces that were left in between. So let us first start and shade our tile, and then we can add some golden dots inside the orbs also. I'm going to add some graphite here. Right. Right, and then some on both the sides of the moon. By now I think we know how we would be shading it. We'll be bringing the graphite towards the center but leave a highlight, right? Like this, right? So let's start to blend. Some graphite probably here, just a touch since it's already pretty black there. Yeah, so I'm now going to blend. So smudging the graphite and pulling it towards the center, but not covering the entire center. Right. So it's pretty simple to shade nice. Just add graphite on the dividing lines and shade one side, assuming that the other side is colored and would not need any shading. Right. Now going to blend the graphite on the moons. Now I'm going to pull it towards the center and then leave a highlight like this. Right, just like a shine in the center. You can also blend this. So you can see how shading adds to the look of the pattern. Simple pattern crescent moon, always taught in the beginners classes because it is the ideal pattern to learn for a person who is new to Zentangle. You can teach many things at the same time using this pattern. So I'm going to also add some graphite here like a V, just a touch, not much, because I don't want the entire section gray, like this, right? Probably I don't even need to touch, there's enough graphite on my totlon, on the stump. So just explore around with the pattern, try different things like adding some other patterns inside, or differing the shape, different sizes, combining it with organic tangles. It's always fun to combine geometric or line based patterns with organic ones, right? So this is it, and just a highlight with the white charcoal at places where there is no graphite, just to re-emphasize the highlight, although it is already there. Charcoal brings it out a little more, right? I generally use my hands to just brush off the, and you can also add some here on one side if you wish to, just to bring out the white a little more. It's optional, right? And finally I am going to put small gold dots inside these orbs, just to build that relationship with the gold on my gneiss. You may or may not do this, right? So just a little embellishment, add gold dots, and I'm just doing one last exercise. I'm redefining the outer lines of my gneiss, and I'm going to close my tile. So it's always a good idea after you have finished shading, coloring, to retrace the outer lines. Adds value to your tile. Right, so this is the pattern gneiss. I'm going to close my tile here and add my chop, probably here, right, and then we'll sign and date it. And we'll meet again with another Zentangle original pattern. Till then, have a good time, stay safe, bye bye. You can find all these tiles on my Facebook page, right? So do catch up and do subscribe to my channel, right? Bye bye.